All right, everybody. Welcome to the Millionaire Mom Movement. My name is Roxanne Ruby, and I will be your host today. Super excited to be opening up this conversation and getting to have some fun talking about impact and income. And I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted. Awesome. And we're going to go ahead and just open a fun conversation for the sake of getting creative and getting to know each other a little bit more. And we did intentionally create the theme of this Zoom to be the Millionaire Mom Movement. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more soon coming. But for now, I would love to get our creativity flowing. And in the chat, let's take a moment to dream together and let us know if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on? Curious minds want to know. With that kind of abundance, prosperity, tell us what you would invest in. Would you create, would you buy a new home? Create a homestead. I know that's a common vision for many people right now, is moving off grid and buying land. Would you invest in cryptocurrency? Would you retire your parents? Beautiful. Yeah, I think your message came through personally to me, Paige. But yeah, land to build a community, paying off our home, buying a vacation home, and income properties. Yeah, definitely real estate investments. A sanctuary, a homestead, land, and retiring the family. Beautiful. Love it. So go ahead and, it's such an important piece of manifesting abundance. There's a process actually that I love to go through where we really get clear on what it is that we're creating for ourselves. And when we have deep clarity with what we are calling in and what we're manifesting, we are able to actually align with those ideas of our future, those goals, those dreams. And sometimes they can be intimidating, our biggest dreams, but the more clear that we get, the more closer we get. And this process that I like to lead people through, I have taken many of my business partners through this 5-step process, is first and foremost, getting super clear with the vision and the action steps that are required for that vision. And then what gifts you will receive by having actualized that idea for yourself, that vision of investing in real estate or paying off your debts or creating a world school for yourself and your family. And then also there's this idea of creating the vision beyond the vision. And this oftentimes when I'm leading people through this process can be one of the most intimidating approaches of what it is that we're manifesting when we think about all these things that we want in our lives. And then we consider, okay, when all of that is realized, then what? What's the way that I want to spend my life once I have all these things that right now are just dreams? What would be my dreams then? And so the idea here that we are playing with on this Zoom today is this invitation to dream bigger. And I want to thank all of you for your engagement in the chat here. I love seeing these visions coming in. Inoculating the earth with microorganisms, crafted trees, building an eco home for ourselves and our farm manager, and traveling the world. Yes, definitely drop me a 1 if you have arrived on this Zoom and you are someone that feels not only inspired to make an income, but inspired to make an impact. If helping to be a part of creating sustainable solutions for our future is inspiring to you, then let me know, because that generally is a common thread that moves throughout this community. Beautiful. And I just want to start us off here with a little disclaimer. The ladies and I that have crafted this event here for you are not officially yet millionaires. We have that as an intention and a goal that we're working towards, and not so much because of having $1 million in the bank and how that feels, but more so what we can do with that level of prosperity and the changes that we can make. And at the end of the day, money is energy. And without going too deep down that rabbit hole, there's a lot of energy in the hands of people that maybe don't have the best interests for our future and the well-being of the planet and the well-being of the next generation in mind and at the forefront of the choices that are being made. And as we empower ourselves financially, we're able to not only create a beautiful life for ourselves and our families, which that alone is such a gift, but we also have the power to really create massive ripples on this world and shift industries by using the power of our dollar and the vote that we make by what we spend our dollar on. So that's a big part of our conversation, is not only creating an income, but creating a purpose-driven income that also has an impact. And we'll talk more about that as we get further into this Zoom. But again, this panel of leaders that are on the Zoom and will be leading this Friday event for the next few weeks are not yet officially millionaires. We are, however, six-figure earners in our business. And we just didn't think that the six-figure earner mom movement had such a sexy ring to it. So we decided to just show you where we're going and where we intend to be and intend to arrive. And not only to get ourselves there and reach this level of abundance, but to pave a pathway for others and to clear the road for those that want to claim more sovereignty and more financial success, to do so in a way that is very mission driven and aligned with the purpose of making this world a better place. So that's really our vision and our mission here, is to create prosperity for ourselves and for our loved ones, and to do so in a way that is resonant with our values of a healthy environment as well as a healthy economy. And so with that, I would love to just share a little bit of my own personal story. And within this invitation of starting a business for yourself and claiming another income stream, this is an invitation to transform your health and wellness, to be a beacon in your community, to help other people to transform their lives, and in that way to transform the impact that we have on the environment. And this is something that's really near and dear to my heart. I would never go into business with anyone or any company that wasn't absolutely aligned with my values of creating a better future for generations to come. And when I was 20 years old, I was really struggling both with my health and my wealth. And I had been given a diagnosis that really didn't resonate with me. I had been told that I had PCOS after years of struggling with cystic acne and not having my menstrual cycle, and eventually actually being told that I might not be able to conceive or have children ever. I had put on 40 pounds and was just really suffering. And also simultaneously was feeling like there had to be a way to hack the changes that I want to make in the world, and feeling like there's got to be a way to literally get paid to make this world a better place. Like, I'm so driven to leave things better than I found them and be able to make a positive, significant impact on the world around me. And I want to get paid to do that. And I just remember having these conversations with my girlfriends at the time of just being like, come on, we're so driven to bring transformation and well-being to the world. And like, how can this be a career? And so it dropped me a one also of like, that just sounds great. Like, if I want to get paid to make the world a better place, like, that's what we're doing here. That is the goal. And we are successfully doing it. Since that day 10 years ago, I ended up being introduced to Purium superfoods because of the health dilemma that I was in, and because I was seeking a way to naturally cleanse and restore my body's natural rhythms. And because I had such a powerful physical transformation, I started losing weight right away. My skin cleared up, my cycle came back within the first month, which was for me, a miracle at that moment. Everything just started to regulate, and I felt so good that it was a natural desire to want to go out and share this lifestyle with other people. And so I partnered with the company, which is the opportunity that we're giving you today, is to actually align professionally with one of the top grade superfood companies on the planet, Purium Health Products, and to become a beacon and a brand partner and an ambassador for this transformational way of life. And so back then, I really didn't know what it looked like to be an entrepreneur. But I just kind of put the training wheels on and chose to enter into this business with a curious heart and a curious mind. And I had a lot of amazing mentors that held my hand throughout my entry into this journey of becoming an entrepreneur. And I joined the company, and literally since that point, I spent my last $400 on partnering with the company, and have made money every single week since then. I've gotten paid every Friday with a direct deposit since I launched my business. And it's been such a blessing for my life. Fast forwarding to today, I've not only been able to build a six-figure income for myself, but I've been able to take a year off while I started growing my family. I just gave birth to my first baby 5 months ago, to my son, Azani Kai. I've been able to support my mom in moving down from Montana to California to live with us and fulfill a lifelong dream of having a multi-generational household, which is such a blessing because she's able to help with my son, and we're all able to be together under one roof. And now it's more than ever, especially having become a mother and just really having this vision that goes beyond my own life, my own dreams, but now is a multi-generational vision. I feel more inspired than ever to be able to share this opportunity with others. And I know far too many mothers who haven't been able to have a maternity leave, have had to go right back to work, have had to continue to work a job that doesn't light up their soul, and spend so much time away from their family. And it has become a major goal of mine to be able to support particularly women, although this business opportunity is for everyone. But I definitely am feeling very inspired to put financial empowerment back into the hands of the women of the world and the mothers of this world, so that we can also see one of the many benefits of that is the restoration of the family, and families getting to spend more time together, mothers and fathers getting to spend more time at home, more time together, and just all the many blessings that come from that. So I'm feeling super excited to be stepping back into this business after 5 months of a maternity leave. And I feel more on fire than ever. And I just wanted to kind of wrap up my share here with expressing to you again that my values are strict. I call myself to be a qualitarian. So for me, like, quality is everything. I'm very committed to an organic lifestyle. I love it not only for myself, but because I have that bigger picture of the importance of really supporting organic agriculture and defunding the chemical industrial agriculture complex and the havoc that it's wreaking on our soils, and the damage that that can do not only to our own individual health, but our environmental well-being. And so there is really a bigger picture that we're working towards here. And for me, the reason that I can stand so solid for 10 years with this company and be so proud to be a brand partner and a voice for the change that they're bringing is because they align with this vision that I have of changing the standard American diet and the impact that it has on health and the environment. And some of the ways that they're doing that is not only to be investing and supporting in all these organic farmers all over the world that they've partnered up with. We basically have an organic farm co-op, a cooperative that's worldwide. But they also have done things like going plastic free in the past few years. And then also bringing it back to this theme of the Millionaire Mom movement, which is kind of a spinoff of the Million Mom movement, which is Purium's vision of supporting moms in being financially free and also as the ones who create the meal plan for their families, to educate moms about the importance of gut health and soil health, so that we can educate our children and in one generation be able to see the upbringing of a very conscious consumer market and people who want to, again, vote with their dollars and be able to be a part of shaping our future. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my dear sister, who is a very powerful leader within this company. She's a crown, which means that she has built a significant organization and transformed thousands of lives, helped people to get off of a conventional food diet and really nourish themselves deeply with herbs and superfoods. And she's also been able to help a lot of people to create a significant stream of income in doing this work. So with that, I would love to turn it over to you, Rita, to speak a little bit about your own story and this idea of generational wealth.
Thank you so much, Roxy. I just love hearing your story. I resonate so deeply with every word that you shared, and welcome everyone. Feel free to put some of your inspirations or some takeaways that you learned from Roxy into the chat. I'd love to hear some of your reflections. And my name is Rita Fleming. My background is in regenerative health. I'm so honored to be part of this community and this movement, as we call it. I first got into regenerative health because when I was 19, I was in a near-death car accident and I was told I wouldn't get back to normal activities. So that sent me on a 10-year-long mission of looking for solutions. And I tried everything and I still wasn't able to get out of chronic pain. And that's when I learned about these principles of regenerative health and been helping people in that way since. And so I was looking in my own practice, my clinical practice, and in my life for a way to make a larger impact on more people's lives. And in my practice, I was only able to help one person at a time, 5 people a day. And then I realized this amazing community and mission was actually the missing link that I was looking for. And I didn't even realize it. So, for one, I was looking for a way to make a larger impact. And, in all the work that I'd done previously, either I was doing work that did make a big impact, but I wasn't getting compensated for it, or I was doing work that wasn't fully in alignment with my values. And so I was like, there must be something, like Roxy was sharing, that aligns with my values, that aligns with the larger mission, and that is scalable. It doesn't have a ceiling. You're able to, grow and expand in it. And so that's when this opportunity came in. And what was really transformative for me was learning about the soil health practices that we have with our company. And one of our main farms in Utah has everything is grown in this ancient lake bed. It's 96 feet deep of rich topsoil, which is unheard of. I've never heard of anywhere that has that depth of living soil. And the soil is where the medicinal properties of our food comes from. So even though I was practicing, these regenerative principles, I had gotten myself out of chronic pain at that point. I was still holding inflammation in my body. My hormones still were not balanced. And within the first few days of adding these nutrient dense foods in, I just felt the lights come on in my body. And I felt just like I was coming home to myself and like I was no longer missing something really vital and important to my well-being. And just within 3 months of adding these superfoods in, I got back to an athleticism that I hadn't been in 15 years. And so it truly was a homecoming. And I realized the missing piece was that nutrient density. And I wanted to share this and get this out to as many people as possible, because I obviously had tried everything for over 10 years and, it was a long journey. And so finding this was just such an answered prayer. And I wanted to be able to help as many people as possible. And I didn't even realize the business potential of how large of an impact we could make collectively. And so I started to connect in with dear friends and family. My sister actually originally introduced this to me, and I was watching her on her transformation, and she was dealing with postpartum depression and depletion. And just after a few months of integrating these superfoods, she looked like she was 16 years old again. So I was like, what are you doing? So it's been really beautiful to be part of this community and not only up level our own health, but also up level our impact in the world. And I was reading recently that 85% of people are not happy or fulfilled or passionate about the work that they're doing in the world. And I want to help people to wake up in the morning and feel passionate about the work that they're doing. And also, only 5% of women in America are the top income earners, only 5%. Whereas here in our company, Imperium, 90% of the top income earners are women. We're a women-led company. And it's really inspiring to be part of something like that because statistically, the numbers show that women invest about 90% of our income back into our communities, back into our land, back into families. And so redistributing wealth and putting it into the hands of women actually is a way to make a huge change. And what I love about this industry is there's no barrier to entry. And so anyone from any background can come into this and have that mentorship and that training and that business training that Roxy was talking about, while up leveling your health and your well-being. And so one of the other things that I study is regenerative business, and a few principles of that. The first one is you're up leveling your own quality of life and your passions and your health and your vitality. The next principle is you're up leveling your community. You're increasing their quality of life, their well-being, their personal worth. And the third is you're impacting the planetary health. And the planet is our home. And so really we don't have any health if we don't have planetary health. We don't have any financial well-being if we don't have planetary health. So this company and this community is really committed to first and foremost giving back to our planet. And that's the only true way to build generational wealth, is thinking about the future generations to come. And I'm just so grateful that the company and the owners, Dave and Amy, they're really the visionaries behind this. They're setting such a precedence of not only how can we impact our food system, which to me is the number one indicator of health, of the health of a community, is our food systems. And the majority of the foods that we're eating, that we're getting at the grocery store, they're nutrient deficient because of industrialized agriculture and the modern farming systems. So much of what we're doing is actually bringing nourishment back to the people at a deeper level by rebuilding our soil health. And when we rebuild our soil health, it not only impacts the medicinal properties of our food, which is why I started to feel so amazing after adding this in, and dropped weight and dropped inflammation and started to balance my hormones. But it also, rebuilding soil health, it actually sequesters carbon from the atmosphere, helping to really improve, our quality of air, our soil health, and our water. So there's so much to speak about as far as soil health and all of the implications of not only how that impacts our community and humanity, but our larger ecosystem that we're all part of. So yeah, somebody says common sense, absolutely. And then the next piece, is first is our health, and we need that in order to do any of our passions, to show up as either mothers or caretakers or aunties, or show up in our relationships to our full capacity. We need our health to live our deepest passion. And so much of this work is really helping people to align with what is your unique genius? What does light you up in the world? What is your deeper calling and your deeper passion? And so that's the first step, is that health. And I love how Roxy opened this up with that envisioning, because so many people have forgotten what it means to dream. And I was in the same position when I first started. And, someone opened that question up to me, like, what would you do if you had financial sovereignty? What would your life look like? And I was so surprised as what came through and the vision that came to me. And now today, 3 years later, I'm living that vision. And had, someone not asked me that question, and had I not thought about it, I would have never worked to get to this position. So that vision is the first piece, and that requires that connection to our body, connection to our health, connection to our environment. So, and then we step into that financial sovereignty piece. Well, why is that so important? There's so many reasons. I'd love to hear some ideas that you guys have in the chats. But one that comes to mind is that financial sovereignty. It allows us to have sovereignty over our choices, what kind of decisions we want to make, where we want to live, what kind of things that we want to invest in. Like Roxy was sharing, conscious consumerism. We can truly, the biggest way that I believe that we can make an impact in the world is by voting with our dollar. And so one of the things that we're doing here is investing in organic and regenerative farmers, and then as a community sharing that, so that we are collectively investing into things that give back to the environment. So that's another thing that comes to mind. The next is having that creative freedom to do what you want to do. We have one woman here that we've helped who now she's been able to open up her own school and institute through this partnership. People who are writing books because it's giving them that time freedom and that location freedom to do what they're really here to do in the world. So those are a few elements. And then getting into that planetary health, we did touch on that, but thinking multiple generations forward of not only how can, the work that we do not negatively impact the planet, but how can we improve upon it and actually give the next generations a more beautiful place to live, And something that I've been studying and learning is we truly are only as healthy as our planets are, as the planet is, as our water, as our soil, as our air. And so in rebuilding the soil, there's something much deeper that's also happening. Our gut microbiome directly communicates to the microbiome of the soil. And when our gut microbiome loses that biodiversity, we lose cellular communication. And when we lose cellular communication, we actually lose our own identity, our cellular identity, our connection to our cells. And then it's hard to connect and relate to our communities, and everything else suffers from there. So in this, we're really focusing on building that strong relationship, rebuilding that strong relationship to ourselves and to our community and to the planet. And I just love that, you can make, rather than just having, making a nice income and then choosing to make a nice impact from that. What I love about this is you can make an amazing impact by creating an amazing, through this amazing income that you're doing, that you're creating. It's a win-win-win reciprocal relationship. And then again, we're working to help people create more of that financial sovereignty so that you can choose where you want to invest that time and energy and finances. So that's a little bit of my passion in all of this. And I'm just so grateful because what this business has given for me is, one, personal development. There's so much like hand-holding, mentorship, support, what would normally be thousands of dollars of, business education you get for free, which is beautiful. And then you have this incredible community of heart-centered individuals. With each of us are so different from such a different background, and the idea is that we get to uplift you and your voice and what you're really here for. So I'm just excited about this opportunity and excited to share it. And I want to open this up. Just if there's any questions that are happening so far, and also to, just like another question here is, I would love to hear from those of you, like 3 impacts that you're already making in your community. Just think of them, just whatever comes to mind. Three impacts that you're already making, ways that you already give to your community, ways that you already give to your work, to your family. And then write three impacts that you'd like to make in the world if you didn't have limitations. If you could have that financial sovereignty or that time sovereignty, what are the first three things that you would change in your life or differences that you would make? And we have a few in here. Some of people's gifts are health, nutrition, education, believing in people, charitable giving, networking, service, nourishment, helping others eat healthy, creating an uplifting community. Yeah, I love it. So Roxy, I'm going to pass it back to you to explain a little bit of how people can get involved if they want to learn more. And then we'll open it up for questions.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Rita. I love hearing you speak, sister. So inspiring. And yeah, I mean, it's a good thing when you've been involved with something for almost a decade and it still just gives you chills and lights up your heart. And that's really how I'm feeling right now. I just am so grateful to have such a beautiful mission to be a part of. And bringing it back to that original word that we opened with of literally getting to create an income by making this world a better place. And I would love to just break down for those of you that are interested. Go ahead, actually, if you are interested in joining us and creating your own business, drop me a 3 in the chat. If some of the words that have been shared here today are resonating and you're feeling like you want to hop on board, this is a business that is available to get started at any point. I saw a question of if there's a deadline for applying, and no. I always like to say that your transformation begins as soon as your superfoods arrive on your doorstep. And then from there, you'll be able to share this transformational lifestyle with others. And the business model itself is a two-sided business. So when you become a brand partner with Purium, you essentially become an affiliate. I love it, Christina. Everything resonates. Amazing. So just to break it down so that those of you that are brand new to this space can have a clear understanding of what this invitation is. Most of us are very familiar with affiliate marketing. This is like, on Instagram, we always see the opportunity to receive a discount with using a gift card code or an affiliate code. So when you partner with a company, you'll make your own gift card code. And anyone that uses your code, when they go to our Shopify site, which is ishoppurium.com, and you can check out our online store and get an idea of what all of our amazing products are. You can check out the labels and the benefits of each product. We have over 40 different products ranging from a parasite cleanse to CBD and so much more. So you're basically an affiliate for ishoppurium.com. And anyone that goes to that website and uses your gift card code will save 25% on whatever they buy. And you'll earn 25% as a direct payout the following week. So they save 25%, you make 25%. And the beauty of this business is that it's not only a one-time payment, but it's actually an opportunity to create residual income. And for those of you that aren't familiar with this idea of residual income, it is like gold in the entrepreneurial industry. Being able to basically, it's similar to like a musician receiving royalties, where you record a song once, but you keep getting paid dividends on that for the rest of your life. It's the same with building a customer base with Purium. This is really a lifestyle that when you turn other people onto this lifestyle and you enroll them in this way of living, then they get to have their amazing transformation. And you not only get paid the first time that they order, but every single time they order for the lifetime of the customer. So all the customers that I've helped to embrace this way of living, every time they buy a power shake, I get paid. And that side of my business has been incredibly lucrative and continues to pay me, even with many of my customers as I've moved around the globe. Some of them I'm not really in touch with anymore. It's been years since we were first friends, and I'll reach out here and there, but they're pretty much just buying their superfoods regularly, and I'm getting paid from those authentic connections that I had and the way that I was able to turn them on to this lifestyle. So that's one side of it. And then there's also the network marketing side of it. And I know that sometimes network marketing can be a trigger word, but I just want to say that this business model has been one of the greatest blessings of my life, because it is entrepreneurship where you're in business, you are your own boss, you're in business for yourself. But we like to say you're not in business by yourself. You know, we have a team, we have mentorship, we have multiple tiers of support coming from corporate and coming from your team, which would be myself and Rita and some of the other leaders that are on this Zoom. Right now, actually, within our greater team, we're doing a 3-month program for this month through the end of November, where we're actually going to be training everyone together in really creating this business with intention. So there's a lot of support available. And again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, which for me as a community minded person, like I love that piece. I love having a team. I love being accountable and having other people to uplift me and support me when I feel like I'm losing faith in myself. We really hold each other in that way. And so that's a beautiful piece. And the network marketing model is amazing, because talk about residual income, that has an even greater compounding potential, because in that case, you're not only earning commissions off of the superfoods that you share, but that opens you up to be able to reach a ripple of communities that you are never in touch with. Like the 50,000 people that have transformed their health since I did my first transformation. No way could I have connected with each of those people personally, but because of network marketing, I've been able to help people who help people who help people, and that ripple effect has gone far and wide. So that has been such a beautiful blessing, and is really the beauty of network marketing. So there's those kind of two sides of it. And again, just to wrap it up, and then we'll end the recording and we'll open it up for Q&A. But anyone that dropped a 3 in the chat here and that's feeling resonant and wants to lean in and get their own business growing, then please just reach out to Rita or myself or whoever invited you onto this Zoom today, and we can help walk you through the steps. It doesn't take very long. You can literally launch a business in 15 minutes and have your gift card code accessible by the end of today, and have your superfoods by next week. And 3 months from now, have a completely different physical, emotional, financial reality for yourself and for your family. So thank you again so much for tuning in with us. We are going to do this Zoom again next Friday and for the next few weeks. So if what we're speaking about here resonates and you want to come join us again next week or invite someone to hop on with us, we will be sharing a little bit different content with different speakers from week to week, and always a lot of juicy inspiration and this invitation to launch your business and create an impact and an income. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, and have a beautiful evening. If you want to stay on and ask any questions, I'll pause the recording and we can keep the conversation going.